Here is a brief walkthrough of the Clarity platform. When a participant is enrolled, they'll get taken to their dashboard. And from here, they'll be able to add in their specific goals that they have for the program. For example, if we go to add a goal, we can select a goal from a specific list, or we can also click to add a custom goal and type in our specific goal. If we have one from a 360 assessment, doing a baseline assessment, or something specific. For example, click one of the already built in goals, Empower Direct Reports. Once you select a goal, then the participant writes in their impact. If successful, how will this impact me? We'll plug in an impact, add goal, and the goal gets added. This will be the participant's dashboard. And then they can also go in and add stakeholders, people to provide monthly feedback on their goals and how they are doing in relation to those goals. And a participant would invite a stakeholder by just plugging in their name and their email address. Once they're invited, the stakeholders get an email with the instructions on how to go about providing monthly feedback for the participants relating back to their goals. Let's look at an example of a done dashboard. This screen you see is from the back end. The program coordinator would be able to see the participants and be able to select to view any participant's dashboard. For example, David Brown is a participant. If I click on David, I'll see that he has two stakeholders, Isabella and Daniel. I can go into David's detailed view, and then you'll see David has his 3 goals, the impact for those goals, and you're able to see that he's received feedback from his stakeholders. And then when I click on strategic thinking and I scroll down, I'm going to see how he is doing as a participant, rating himself in this goal versus how the stakeholders are perceiving him in this goal. And I'm able to see the monthly feedback and feed forward that each stakeholder is giving him. For example, if I go down to the next goal, I'll see the new graph. I'll see what his stakeholders have been saying about him in achieving that goal, and I get an idea of any participant that I need to on this. A participant is also able to log their session actions. For example, if it's a longer program, we go through different ratings. Let me give you an example of what that looks like. Every month, a participant receives a Clarity email after they've completed either a training session, a coaching session, an accountability pod session, whatever it may be in that program. And from here, they're asked 3 questions. The first one being the session impact and a recap of what that session covered, and then reflecting on this month's learnings, how impactful was the content and activities toward their goals. They have a 1, 3, 7, or 9 of how they rate it. Once they click their rating, then they're prompted to provide an action. What is something that they can do to continue momentum towards their goals? For now, let's plug in an action. Reach out to trusted connections who have expertise or experience relevant to my current projects. Then the last question is their commitment. On a scale below 1 to 10, how committed are you to following through with your action item? This helps provide and create that accountability in what they are committing to each month. Then they provide their commitment level. Every month, the participant provides feedback on these 3 items, whether that's after a survey, or after a training session or coaching session, accountability pod session, whatever it may be. Then a stakeholder is prompted every month to provide feedback on how that participant is doing compared to their goal. For example, you're looking at it as a stakeholder to provide feedback for participant Anne. And one of her goals was to communicate and listen better. As a stakeholder, you would provide a touch point on how they're doing, a 1, 3, 7, or 9 in how they're doing in their goals. And then you would provide feedback on how that person is doing in that current goal for that month. For example, I've noticed improvement in her taking time to listen more versus cutting people off in meetings. And then the stakeholder can provide feed forward and then some suggestions on what they can do moving forward. Once that's done, they log their update. That is how you go through Clarity, an integrated dashboard that processes real-time data to deliver actionable insights and track progress from all angles.